Steve Stasiuk in the Stonelink studio, here with Jeff Richard, and going to talk a little bit today about the exciting world of insurance. Jeff Richard is of JMR Insurance Adjusters. He is a public insurance adjuster. So, to the uninitiated, Jeff, what does that mean?
So a public insurance adjuster is an adjuster who represents the policyholder in the claim process. The insurance company will have their own adjuster. That adjuster is, you'll see as you go through the process, acting at the best interest of the insurance company. So to level the playing field, hiring a public adjuster will allow you to pursue your claim with an advocate that knows the system.
So the insurance adjuster is on the side of the insurance company. You're on the side of the insured.
That's right.
Okay. In the event of a loss, when do you get involved?
So the sooner the better is the general rule of thumb, I would say. After the emergency services are set up and in work in process, and when it comes time to reporting your claim to the insurance company, that's the time to give us a call. We will help to guide you and educate you on the process, what you should expect, how things should unfold.
When we're talking about losses, what are some of the losses that you would represent a client on?
So most people think of insurance to protect themselves from fire, but truthfully, 98% of our claims involve water, even those where there's a house fire.
Yeah, water's nobody's friend.
Right.
When it comes to water and mitigating the effects of water, what are some of the things that you would advise somebody to do that, say, had a flood in the basement?
So everyone's policy has conditions within it, and the policyholder is obligated. It's their duty, the policyholder's duty, to prevent further damage. So whatever's necessary to prevent further damage, pump out the basement, remove the saturated furniture that's soaking wet,
Sure.
or whatever the case may be. Whatever's necessary to prevent further damage. If it's a tree striking a roof, then you want to have the temporary repairs done to the roof. And so those are the mitigation measures that we would think to initiate right away.
So essentially stopping further loss from occurring.
Exactly.
Got it. When it comes to liability, how much are you involved in liability insurance?
So I'm not permitted to represent customers or policyholders if their claim is a third-party claim or if they're making a liability claim against someone else.
So just property loss?
Just property losses, just first-party property losses. But I'll give you an example of what comes up a lot. Someone driving past your house veers off the road and smashes into the corner of your home. People's instincts are to make the claim against the driver of that car. Now the driver of that car or someone else out in the public is responsible for the accident. But you should file a claim to your insurance company and you should be represented in that claim. Your insurance company will investigate what exactly happened and your insurance company will seek recovery after they've paid you. So I represent policyholders in those very situations. That is a first-party property claim. You could make a liability claim, but you can't be represented by a public adjuster in that circumstance. You would need to hire an attorney.
Got it.
A lot more expensive than me.
Well, nobody wants to get involved with an attorney on that one if they can avoid it, I'm sure. So they do get expensive. When you see somebody coming up short on insurance, what if you could give somebody who was renewing their policy or speaking to somebody about a policy, what are the things that you would advise them to make sure they have coverage on?
So some of the things to watch out for is make sure you have enough coverage for code upgrades. That's the common phrase we use in the street. But in the insurance industry, it's called either increased cost of compliance or ordinance or law coverage. That coverage is very important, especially on older homes. And it's intended to compensate the policyholder for costs that they become required to incur to upgrade their building, whether it's electrical wiring that needs to be upgraded, whether it's insulation that needs to be upgraded. The older a property is, the more apt they are to run into those situations. And if you don't have coverage for that, there can be thousands and thousands of dollars that just are not recoverable.
Code is different than replacement cost then?
So yes, it is. Replacement cost coverage is intended to pay you fully what it would cost to rebuild your building to its pre-loss condition. And that, however, does not include any code upgrades. It's just to build it back as is. The alternative to that is the actual cash value coverage, which in all claims does come into play. So the actual cash value is determined when you take the replacement value and then you subtract some amount of depreciation, like we think of with automobiles.
Got it. This is all incredibly confusing. So clearly there's a good reason to get you involved. I don't know insurance like you do. Bring in the expert. How long have you been doing this for?
So I've been at this is my 40th year. Until 2013, I represented insurance companies. And since 2013, I've been a public adjuster.
So you have both sides of the battlefield, experience on both sides of that battlefield.
I know what they're looking for, and it's a big advantage when I'm representing the policyholder. It helps things go more smoothly, less surprises, no surprises for them, hopefully, and yeah.
Well, clearly one of the reasons to engage with Jeff is the same reason why you might engage with Stonelink Property Management, bringing an expert that knows what they're doing in a situation where you might not know. So Jeff, I can't thank you enough for being here today. This has been really informative, and thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me in, Steve.
You got it.